Benefits of being alone, why spending time alone is good for you. There's a lot of stigmas attached to the idea of people spending time alone. For example, perhaps it means you're antisocial and unfriendly. Or, maybe it's an indication that you have no real friends in your life. And when you're working with the law of attraction, you might worry that it generates lower vibration than you would if you were out exploring the world. In truth, however, choosing to spend some of your time alone is actually very good for you. While it's important to balance solitude with social time in order to get the best of both worlds, here are 8 fantastic things that can only really happen once you start to enjoy being alone. 8 benefits of being alone. You replenish your energy stores. Manifestation requires consistently high levels of energy. However, interacting with other people can drain some of this. Yes, it's good for you to laugh and smile with loved ones and to tune into their needs so you can offer empathy, but it's also important to find time to recharge. When you're alone, the break from external input helps you to rest and rejuvenate, allowing you to attract more positive things into your life. 2. You have time for reflection. Modern life is hectic, leaving many of us with little time to take stock. But this self-reflection is crucial to understand where we are and how we're feeling. When you take time alone, you remove the emotional noise created by the presence of others. Similarly, you can identify any unmet needs. Plus, you can more clearly consider where you are on the path to your law of attraction goals, and adjust your plan of action if necessary. Take our personalized free quiz to reflect on your current state of mind and goals and get tips on what to do next. 3. Productivity spikes. One of the more obvious benefits of time alone is that you can get so much more done. As lovely as it is to chat with a great friend or play with a young member of the family, sometimes there's that nagging sense that you have an enormous to-do list waiting to be addressed. With respect to manifestation, in particular, it's much easier to engage with the day's law of attraction exercises if set aside some time to be alone. With fewer distractions, you'll get everything done in no time. 4. Your relationships are more enjoyable if you never spend time alone. You don't give yourself the chance to fully appreciate your time around other people. By experimenting with specific periods of solitude, you may begin to see that you actually begin to value social time a lot more. This is partly because you're more grounded in a deeper sense of self, and partly because you have plenty of time to prioritize yourself and are therefore less likely to feel resentful. 5. You get to know yourself. When you're with others, you naturally adjust some aspects of what you present in order to create a good rapport with these people, even if you're generally quite authentic. When you're alone, there's no one you need to please, and your sense of self comes into sharp relief. This enhanced perspective on your identity helps you better figure out what would really make you happy and what your life's purpose might be. 6. There's time for what you love. Spending your time with others always requires a degree of compromise, as everyone needs to agree on a rough plan that roughly suits the group's preferences. And sure, this might align with your own preferences some of the time, but it doesn't always. When you learn to enjoy being alone instead of fearing it, you see that solitude gives you the opportunity to pursue your most eccentric hobbies and your truest passions, without having to compromise for anyone. 7. The need for validation reduces. If you're used to getting validation from others in order to feel good, then you don't get much practice making yourself feel good. In fact, you might have a habit of looking outwards every time you feel anxious or underconfident. However, you need to develop inner reserves of strength if you're going to have consistently high self-esteem. Being alone helps you take a critical look at your self-talk. You begin to learn how to offer yourself compassion and how to draw on your own knowledge for confidence. 8. Your independence increases. Finally, people who rarely spend time alone can feel quite panicked by the idea of being without others. This reliance leads to lower self-confidence. For example, if you think you can only be happy or competent in a group of friends, it's hard for you to believe that you can achieve something like abundance or career accomplishments by yourself. Once you start getting used to being alone, you begin to recognize the power and effectiveness of your independence. This will underline the belief that you can achieve any goal you set.